Okay guys, so I'm thinking of going back with some videos that were silent, that were just posts of mine on Instagram, and I'm going to go through them with you and debunk some things that I have done, but with audio this time. So this is about the staged World Vision campaign in early 2016. This was meant to be just before Nut met Todge, and she was now a humanitarian, and just coincidentally looked like Lady Diana doing it. And a lot of people are angry, of course, rightly so, with Nuts for doing that, and that she was trying to catch him and bait him. But if you think about that really doesn't make sense. I don't believe she dressed herself. I don't believe this was not a PR staging just before they staged the courtship. So let's go through it, shall we?
Build some wells and make.
Let me go back to the start. All right. So if this is true, this would mean that Tom Bower, Nut, Garbarina, World Vision across the globe have lied about this PR strategized event and when it took place. So you will see here that Garbarina put all these pictures through as late January, I think 28th of January 2016, while they were in Kigali. He puts the location as Kigali. Kigali. And this is like at the end. What an amazing journey it was. Just had to take photos of it too. 28th of January 2016. Yep, so 2016. And this is why I was actually posting in the first place. I was trying to respond to somebody who put through a Lady Diana post, comparing with Nut. So this is created from thin air. Multiple dates have arisen, and the facts are definitely inconsistent. Gashoro is not Kigali. They're 54 kilometers apart. There are two towns called Kigali, one called... Kigali is like a district, I think, or an area, and so is Gashoro. So let me just pause here. So we've got, during my most recent trip to Rwanda this past January, I was able to see what life is like in villages without access to clean water. Not in service, no one cares. So she says this past January, so in 2016. That's just really what that's for. And he says Kigali. Let me go back here. Yeah, and oh yes. Let's have a look here. Just so I get this thing posted up again. This is the World Vision UK. So, of course, there's a UK World Vision that's posted all about this. They say it's January 2016, and as you can see here in their footage, they say it's February 2016 that this has taken place. So they've said Gashoro, so they've said Kigali in these pictures, but they've said in her story that it's Kigali. I swear that this has... Let's go down. Sorry, I've got bad. Okay, I've got bad battery. Yeah. Okay. So Rwanda is past January. Sorry. Let's continue.
Better than what we're seeing.
So breaking down this video, in the plot is, of course, from what we've been sold, that Nat goes to save the day at let me try to say that, Mabadazi. Jesus, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just I can't pronounce it. Mabandazi School, and build their first well. Mabandazi School is in Gashoro district. This is what I'm trying to explain. I'm sorry if it hasn't come clear yet, but that's in the Gashoro district. It's 54 kilometers away from Kigali. So those images already planted by Gabor Urena paints a very different picture as to what's actually taken place. It's not just one place and in a school that this has all happened and they're fetching water and she's talking about wells. It is a compilation. I'm just trying to explain to you that this is now a compilation of imagery and locations. So Mabandazi School's in Gashoro, 55 kilometers away from those pictures, and they build their first well to drink water, and they celebrate with dancing and watercolor paintings that Nat then takes the initiative to sell and help them more. The initiative is that they do watercolor paintings that, you know, she thought of because she's such an entrepreneur and she's such a humanitarian. And they use the water from the wells. How special is that? And then the money that they raise then helps out other the local communities around them to build wells. That is the plot that you've been sold. Let's continue.
Here. It feels really cool to be a part of this part of the process. It's really hands-on and being part of this. It's time to build some wells and make things a lot better than what we're seeing here. It feels really cool to be a part of this part of the process. It's really hands-on and being part of this clean water being here for everyone. It feels really nice. There are 12 different water points in this community now. This one was just built last year. It gives water to 136 different households. The ease in which they're able to get water for health and wellness. These girls are able to stay in school because they aren't walking hours a day to go and get water. And this clean water source has changed the entire community. So it's really cool to see. It's not just about clean drinking water, that what it's doing for education, what it's doing for keeping these kids in school, what it's doing for them not having medical bills. I mean, every single piece of it is so interconnected, and I think how this one life source is the source for all of it. That's been my biggest takeaway from today. I'm really grateful for that. Wait, also, I really liked my dance lessons. Got some really solid Rwanda
Sorry, I just couldn't help myself.
Wait for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, fucking wanker. All right, so anyway, let's continue. Sorry, I do get carried away. She's just it's such bad acting. This is what makes me angry and really just fucking furious, is that this is all just acting. And it's so cheesy. And I know she's done Hallmark Productions, but you can really feel it. And it's just a little too much because she's not very good at acting. Let's be honest. The issue is neither well in that video clip I just showed you, is in the Gashoro region at Mabandazi School. Oh my God, I'm saying it now. But it's not at that school. The well up here, up the top to your right, is Gatovu. That's in Kigembe region, but I think that's near Kigali. And no, it's the other way around. Gatovu is in Kigembe, and then Kabeza, the one that's down below, is in Kigali province. And you can see that they're completely different areas, different locations. I know that I think they're close geographically to one another, but they are not close to Gashoro in the primary school. So I've just paused this here so you can have a look at the information. I'm sure I will put the pictures up. Maybe I won't. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Southern Province. Yeah, that was blurry, so that was a hard one to find. Challenging. Cabeza. Kigali Province. So Nat did the whole Lady Diana show in Gatovu in khaki green. She was in Cabeza. These wells have nothing to do with the school itself, as I've just pointed out. Furthermore, these wells were each built in 2013. Wait, let me go back. In 2013. Now, the reason why I exposed this lie is, drum roll, just have a look at the images first and I will get through all of this. So that's Gatovu. That's the khaki green in Cabeza. So I know it's blurry. I'm going to just go back and I'll pause for you. But that is January 2013 on that sign Boer Hall, not Boer House, like I said before. That is January 2013, right at the bottom, as to when it was built. And this was year of construction is 2013 for Gatovo. You see it again. Let's go. So the reason why I expose this lie is
12 different water.
Because dumbass Nat tells us that the Gatovo well was built only a year ago in this video, in this footage. That would mean this footage was shot in 2014. To further support my point, you can see there are no actual shots of a well at Mabandazi's school. And I'll explain why.
Points in this community. There are 12 different water points in this community now. This one was just built last year. It gives water to 136 different households. The ease in which they're able to get water for health and wellness. These girls are able to stay in school because they aren't walking hours a day to go and get water. And this clean water source has changed the entire community. So it's really cool to see.
I just realized as well.
There are 12 different water points in this community now. This one was just built last year.
You'll see how you don't actually hear her talking and her lips moving with what she's saying. This could easily be an edited, a voiceover added in.
It gives water to
because these shots you see here are of the Cabeza well in Kigali. So if you see the picture of Nat on the right with her hands, you know, I don't know what the hell she's doing. That, and she's wearing the khaki, that's Cabeza in Kigali district, and it's the same well, it's just the other way round. They've hidden the sign, they've hidden the explanation for it, which was then, this is then used, the reason why this is a big deal, because it was then used for this whole campaign for the school, and that she built a well for the school. This is not the well she built for the school, this was built in 2013, it was already built. So if you see the features of that, I think it looks like a copper well, you can see that it's that exact same one to the left. Yep. Bananatarian. So, another thing is, this watercolor project was actually an advertising campaign, not done by her. Again, I know, right? It's such a shock. The project points out from this video that the well was built, the well in Mabandasi school was built in 2015. So a year after she's done this video of her with these wells and stuff like that. So she wasn't even there. If we're going by her saying the well in 2013 was built only a year ago, which would be 2014, and think about it, was she dating Haz then? Was she dating Todge? Did she meet Todge by then? Did she even exist by then other than in suits? Do you see? Do you see how this is all coming together? I know. It's crazy. So the well was built in 2015, and this is not shown in Nuts World Vision campaign. Yet, as I said before, this well, it wasn't in any of those shots because it didn't exist yet. And this plot vanishes from the narrative sold as Nuts' initiative because, you know, she's so creative and just such an awesome chick. Gashoro.
A village in sub-Saharan Africa without access to clean water has no future. Once a village receives a well, it changes everything. For the first time, children can go to school, live a healthier lifestyle, and better yet, look forward to a future they wouldn't have had otherwise.
The idea behind the watercolor project is that there are children...
Just to note, that's Marie Magnin for Cause Company. So she's a part of obviously creating this campaign for World Vision.
Rwanda, who have only just received access.
Gasabo District, Mabandazi water supply system.
To water
built in
within the last year or so. And the idea was to have them actually use...
I'm going to go back to show you it's built in 2015. Look at the sign right down the bottom.
A village in
Oh, come on. I'll go back and show you again. Right, there it is. 2015. Mabandazi water supply system. Gasabo District.
Within the last year or so. And the idea was to have them actually use...
Village is the Gashoro.
A village in
And the stage building of the well is not the same one built in 2015, obviously, if she's in 2014. In Mabandazi, different people, different clothes, different place. And to be honest, even if it was, I don't think it would be, well, it wasn't the 2015 well, was it? So this could be any well. This could be any well whatsoever. The timing of her visit to the school with the watercolor work cannot be ascertained. However, Nat herself said the Rwanda visit was 2015. I believe there were two projects rolled into one. So you see in the, sorry, I'll explain now. The article that I've just put here, 2017, it's August 2017. She says 2 years ago when she was in Rwanda. So that would then be 2015 she went there and did this second job, which is still not January 2016 or February 2016 when the campaign was supposedly launched. And when she went back to Canada and did a art gallery for the children So imagine the lack of compassion of the apathy and how staged this is. Like, these kids did all these watercolors. They would have no idea what was about to go down, and that this was advertised to create an identity for, a very privileged woman back in America. And then they literally paused their watercolor project to help launch this identity. For the kids, of course, yeah, for the kids. For your health. I forgot. (2017). 2 years ago. Oh, yeah. Naming another person that she's pretending that she's, somehow associated with or related to, or being Nigerian and all, who knows. 2014 visit was to see the toilets being built and water wells, including her helping with a rig in those 2 locations, which would mean the Lady Diana look was staged by then by others bigger than her. How Meghan Markle helped champion, let me go back, education for girls. Now, this is an article that explains that Meghan went to Rwanda to highlight how having toilets can mean the difference between girls getting an education or not. That's a little different, isn't it? Many female students drop out of school because of lack of toilets and safe separate facilities at their schools. Interesting. Not really, but anyway. Now, I want to just highlight this point. Meghan visited a Rwandan school, so the Mbandazi school, where girls are able to actually... That's what they're trying to say. It was a Mbandazi school. Later on they said that. But that is not where it is. And I'll explain to you. So in a video of her visit, the 35-year-old American says in the past year that this has been built. What is amazing is that 200 more students have enrolled. What seems like something so simple to us has really changed the community and these kids. So just remember that in the past year that this has been built, what is amazing is that 200 more students have enrolled. But they've connected it to the Mbandazi school, which is completely different. A week-long visit. Now, listen.
What's been amazing is that 200 more students have enrolled, and they're now building 3 more buildings to accommodate all of these students. So, it seems like something that's so simple to us has really changed the community and these kids' ability to be able to stay in school, to maximize their education, and to learn even more. So it's the little things that I think have the biggest impact, and this is one of them.
Toilets. Toilets. Toilets, toilets, toilets.
What's been amazing is that 200 more students have enrolled, and they're now building 3 more buildings.
So the company that was in charge of creating the campaign and producing the campaign was KBS Canada, KBS Canada, and they have a subsidiary, like a branch called Cause Company. Where was that woman from again in that video before about the watercolor project? She was from Cause Company. And they say in this video that they had a previous project with Nut. So I'm thinking that's the 2014 project, and then they've added it to the 2015 project, combined it all together like, you know, Captain Planet, and they've made this new 2016 campaign. Don't worry about the kids, just worry about the identity creation here.
The idea behind the watercolor project is that there are children in Rwanda who have only just received access to water within the last year or so. And the idea was to have them actually use water from the well to paint watercolor paintings, and then use those watercolor paintings to generate funds to fund wells in other villages. So it's really a beautiful story where the children really are the heroes because they're the ones that are actually making this happen. We actually worked with Megan on a previous project and really enjoyed working with her. And when the idea for the watercolors project came up, our minds immediately went to her.
It's been a pretty spectacular 3 days. And today, I would say, is the ultimate.
Remember, she was there for 7 days for a week, but she's now there for 3 days.
Taking the water from one of these water sources that is in this community and then using that with these children to paint pictures of what they dream about, what they want to be when they grow up, and being able to see that this water is not just this life source for community, but it can really be a source for creative imagination and dreaming and hoping for something.
So first trip was a week in Kigali and Gashoro. Kigali and Gatovu, and then the second one was 3 days in Gashoro at the Mabandazi school. The watercolor campaign was written by a man by the name of Darren, run by the Canada's Cause Company KBS branch. KBS worked with World Vision to mash campaigns and content into one March 2016 campaign, or February or January. Nut is the employed actress instructed to create her royal identity pre-courtship. That's Darren. That's his portfolio and his website. Can you see the World Vision watercolor in the middle on your left? March 2016 campaign. So how does that work? Oh, this is the new Nut. The new and improved Nut. It came from nothing. Came from Suits. They're affiliated, however, this is interesting. They're affiliated with the same WEF globalist elite, Jeremy Hymans, who worked with Nut and Tosh to commit treason and foreign interference in Australia. And of course, the King knows about this. An associate of mine, that I knew through social media, wrote a letter to His Majesty late last year. Did we get a response? No, we did not. You will see the post here. That Marie Manyin, or whichever. So there's the connection between KBS Canada and Cause Company, literally saying it's their company. Thinking about movements, not just campaigns, at Jeremy Hyman's Cause Company with Marie Manyin. Reset Australia and purpose of the same company. This is my post that I did a lot earlier about, but you can look at the high treason video that I've got up. This is the report that was paid and partnered with Archwell on online hate in Australia, just in time for the misinformation bill to pass. And I have all the submissions connected to that, to my video in high treason. So I think that's about it. I think that explains to you.
Could you become a wellness coach?
God, no, stop. Okay, that's better. I think this explains to you that this was in fact a Bananatarian campaign created by something bigger than Nut, for Nut to be created and believable. Thanks, guys.